Hey mates, welcome back to Inside Thailand, where the stories are wild, the scams are creative, and the heartbreaks come with a side of sticky rice. Today's email is from Alan, a 52-year-old bloke from the UK who thought moving to Thailand would be his ticket to peace, quiet, and maybe a little love. Spoiler alert, instead of finding paradise, he ended up building a house for a woman who apparently had a cousin moving in. Yeah, you heard that right. A cousin. Probably not the kind you'd want sharing your bathroom. His tale's brutal, it's heartfelt, and it's exactly why you should never hand over your wallet without asking questions. Before we dive in, give that like button a little love and hit subscribe if you enjoy real stories from the land of smiles that aren't all smiles. So, grab a cold one, sit tight, and let's dive into Alan's not-so-smooth Thai love story. Hey mate, love the channel, been watching for a while now. Some of those stories hit close to home. Figured it was time I shared mine. I'm 52, originally from Liverpool, got divorced a few years back, no kids, just me and a house full of regrets. Ran a plumbing business for most of my life. Not rich, but I did all right. Sold everything in 2022, packed a bag, and flew to Thailand. I'd had enough of the grey skies and the same four walls. Needed something different. Chiang Mai was the first place that felt right. Peaceful, friendly. Cheap enough I didn't have to count every baht. I rented a small house on the edge of town, bought a scooter, and just breathed for the first time in years. I wasn't looking for anything. No women, no drama. Just wanted a quiet life. Early mornings, street food, cold beer in the evening. Thought I'd finally figured it out. Then I met Ploy. She worked at a massage shop near my place. Not one of those tourist trap joints, just a simple spot locals go to. She wasn't flirty or pushy, never called me darling or tried to upsell anything. Just smiled and poured the tea. After a few visits, we started chatting. She asked where I was from, told me about her hometown in Isan, said she was working to help her mum, who apparently had a gambling habit and was always knee-deep in debt. Thing is, she never asked me for anything, not once. No, can you help me, Alan? No stories about sick buffaloes or missing rent. She seemed tired, genuine. Said she hated massage work but had no choice. I believed her. We started spending more time together, meals after work, little rides out to Pai, that kind of thing. Then she started staying over, cooking breakfast, folding my shirts, telling me I was kind. I've got to be honest, I felt something. Not just attraction, but like I was finally seen, like I mattered again. Did I fall too fast? Yeah. But at the time, it felt real. Things moved quickly after that. Ploy started staying most nights. She'd cook these proper home-style Thai meals, spicy curries, fried pork with garlic, sticky rice wrapped in banana leaves. I'd never eaten so well. She kept the place spotless, always smiling, always humming some song I couldn't understand. She wasn't clingy either, never looked through my phone, never acted jealous, just solid. The kind of woman who makes you feel lucky when she holds your hand walking through the night market. I started thinking maybe I'd hit the jackpot, not in the young sexy bar girl way, that's never been my scene, but in that quiet, meaningful way. Like maybe I finally had a partner, someone who appreciated me. She told me more about her life, growing up poor in a small village, dropping out of school to help the family. Her dad left when she was a kid. Her mum, she said, had always been into gambling, cards, online games, even borrowing money from dodgy lenders. So Ploy stepped up, worked in restaurants, cleaned hotel rooms, did whatever she had to. She didn't paint herself as a victim, just said it like it was. I respected that. I really did. One night, after a few Leos, she said, "If I have someone like you before, maybe my life no need be like this." Mate, that line stuck in my head for days. I started imagining a future. Maybe open a little coffee shop for her. Travel together. Nothing fancy, just something ours. She told me her dream was to build a house for her mum, somewhere quiet back in the village. Said it would help her finally get out from under all the debt. A fresh start for both of them. At the time it sounded noble, selfless. I thought, this is the kind of woman you build a life with. A couple months in, she took me to visit her village. Long drive out to Buriram. Dusty roads, chickens everywhere, little kids running around barefoot. It was simple out there, poor, but not desperate. The kind of place where everyone knows everyone, and they all stare when the farang shows up. Her mum lived in a wooden shack, barely held together. Roof leaked, floor was warped, dogs under the house barking at everything that moved. It was a bit of a shock, to be honest, but Ploy just smiled like it was normal, said it had always been like that. She introduced me to a young guy named Lek, bit rough looking, late 20s, tattoos on his arms, didn't say much beyond hello and thank you. She said he was her cousin, helped around the village, did some building work here and there. Lek came with us to look at a small plot of land her mum had inherited. Not much, just a square of dirt with a few banana trees growing in the corner. But Ploy's eyes lit up when she talked about it. I want build house here, not big, just for mama. No more rent, no more loan. She can sleep good. You have to understand, at this point I was in deep. She wasn't asking for her, she was asking for her mum. And with what I'd seen that day, I didn't think she was making it up. She said if we had a bit of help from me, maybe 1 million baht, we could build something simple, clean, with a proper bathroom. No more squat toilet, no more rats. I told her I'd think about it, but deep down, I already knew the answer. She made me feel needed, like I could finally do something that mattered. And honestly, part of me liked the idea of leaving something behind. A legacy, I guess. A few weeks later, I started sending money. Not all at once, just bits and pieces. First for the foundation, then bricks, then the roof. She'd send photos of the progress, cement trucks, Lek holding a shovel, her mum smiling. And every time I saw those pictures, I felt like I was doing something good. Like I was helping build a future. Our future. That was the story I told myself anyway. At first, everything seemed smooth. Ploy was back and forth between Chiang Mai and the village a lot. Said her mum needed help. Said Lek wasn't great at organising things and needed her to talk to the workers. Fair enough. I figured I was dealing with local builders, no contracts, no permits, just a cousin and a few mates with hammers. You've got to be flexible out here, right? But then she started staying longer. What used to be a weekend trip turned into 5, 6 days, sometimes a full week. I'd call and get no answer, or she'd say her phone died. Once she said there was no signal, but I could hear bloody chickens crowing in the background. When she came back, she always seemed a little different. New clothes, new bag. One time she had an iPhone, said her mum's cousin gave it to her. I didn't buy it, but I didn't push either. I was already in deep, and I didn't want to look like some jealous farang. So I kept my mouth shut. Then she started snapping at me. Over nothing. Why you ask me too much? You don't trust me? You think I lie? I do everything for you. I felt like I was the one who messed up. Like maybe I was being too suspicious, too Western. So I'd apologise, buy her dinner, slip a bit more cash toward the build. She'd smile again, call me Tirak, hold my hand in the night, and just like that, I was hooked again. But the gut feeling didn't go away. Something wasn't right. I just didn't want to face it. About 6 months in, I decided to go up to the village unannounced. Ploy had been gone almost 10 days that time, said her mum was sick again, gambling stress apparently, and that Lek needed help finishing the roof. I offered to come with her, but she told me not to worry, said it'd be boring. No aircon, no beer. That morning, I got on the bike and rode up anyway, 5 hours in the heat. I told myself it was just to surprise her, bring her some snacks, say hi to the mum, maybe see the finished house. But truth is, I already knew something was off. I just didn't want to admit it. I pulled up around midday. The house looked good. New roof, fresh paint, proper tiles. Nothing fancy, but solid. Better than anything else on that road. I knocked once. The front door opened, and there he was. Lek, no shirt, towel around his neck. He looked surprised, but not exactly panicked. He gave me a nod, stepped aside, and said, "Ploy sleeping." I walked in. The place smelled like cooked fish and cheap cologne. There were 2 bowls on the table, half-finished lunch, flip-flops by the door, one pair mine, the other definitely not. I found Ploy in the bedroom. She was sitting on the bed, phone in hand, looking like she'd just seen a ghost. She didn't scream, didn't cry, just stared at me, like she was trying to calculate something in her head. "Why you come?" she asked. No hug, no smile, just that flat voice, like I'd ruined something. I told her I missed her, wanted to see the house, thought I'd surprise her. She said she was tired, that I should have called first, that it wasn't polite to show up like this. Then she went quiet. We slept in separate rooms that night, or I should say, I didn't sleep at all. I just lay there staring at the ceiling fan, listening to her text someone through the wall. Next morning, she acted like nothing happened, offered me coffee, gave me a half-hearted smile, said she was going to the market with Lek. I told her I was heading back to Chiang Mai. She didn't argue. No kiss, no goodbye, just a quick wave from the porch. That's when I knew. I didn't want to believe it yet, but deep down, I knew. I got back to Chiang Mai and tried to shake it off, told myself I was being paranoid, that it was a culture thing, that maybe in Thailand, it's normal for a cousin to stay over, eat together, sleep at the same house. But the more I thought about it, the more it felt wrong. I kept replaying the look on her face when she saw me at the door. Not happy, not surprised, just cold, like I'd caught her out. A few days later, she came back to Chiang Mai, no warning, just showed up at my place like nothing had happened. She acted sweet again, sat on my lap, kissed my cheek, cooked dinner like before. I didn't bring up the visit right away. I just watched her, the way she moved, the way she talked, looking for anything real. I wanted to believe she still cared. Eventually I asked her straight, "Is there something going on between you and Lek?" She looked offended. Proper Oscar performance. "Why you say that? He my cousin. You think bad of me. You think I lie. You no trust me." Then the tears came, full on sobbing. "I try so hard. I do everything for you. I love you. And you just think I bad woman?" Mate, it worked. I felt like a bastard. I told her I was sorry, that maybe I overreacted, that I'd just been caught off guard. She calmed down, got quiet, held my hand and said, "If you don't trust me, we cannot be together." So what did I do? I apologised again. Took her shopping the next day, bought her a new gold necklace, a thick one, not the usual tiny ones. She looked at me and said, "Now I know you love me," and I did. Or at least, I thought I did. She started talking about marriage, kids, said maybe we buy land together, said she wanted to take care of me when I got old. And just like that, I was back in the dream. A dream I was paying for, piece by piece. It all came undone about 2 months later. We went back to the village together that time. Ploy said her mum's debt collectors were bothering her again and Lek needed help finishing the front gate. I was already on edge before we got there, just sick of feeling like a guest in a house I bloody paid for. We arrived late afternoon. Lek was already there, drinking Leo on the porch with one of the neighbours, an old guy I'd seen before, friendly enough, always smiling, always drunk. That night after dinner, I stepped outside to smoke. The neighbour stumbled over and sat beside me. No warning. Just slaps my shoulder and says, with a big grin, "You good man. You build house for Lek and Ploy. Very kind." I laughed. Awkward. Confused. "Lek's her cousin," I said. He stared at me for a second, blinked and went, "No, boyfriend. Long time already. You don't know?" I felt everything inside me drop, like I'd swallowed a brick. He laughed again, slapped my back, then wandered off into the night, probably to piss on someone's banana tree. I didn't sleep at all that night. I just lay there next to Ploy, staring at the ceiling fan, trying not to throw up. The next morning I confronted her. "He's not your cousin, is he?" She didn't say anything at first, just stared at me like a statue. Then, finally, she shrugged. "Before you, long time ago, but he poor, no money. You, good man, you help me." That was her defence. Like I should be grateful. She told me I changed her life, that she never lied. She just didn't tell me everything, that she loved both of us in different ways. Then she said, "I swear to God, you like Angel. You make everything better." Like that made it okay. I walked out, got on my bike and rode back to Chiang Mai without a word. Left everything behind. The gold, the clothes I'd bought her, the house I built. Let Lek enjoy it. That ride back to Chiang Mai was the longest 5 hours of my life. I didn't cry. I didn't scream. I just felt empty, like someone had scooped my guts out and left the shell behind. Not just because of her, but because of what I'd let happen. I knew better. I wasn't some 20-something backpacker with stars in his eyes. I was 52. I should have known. When I got back, I didn't message her, didn't call, just packed up what little crap I had, changed apartments and disappeared. Told the landlord to pass on my deposit. I didn't want the keys back. A few weeks later, I saw her on Facebook. New profile picture. Her and Lek standing in front of the house I built. He was holding her around the waist. She was doing that soft smile she used to give me. Caption said, "New family, new beginning. Thank you, life." That's when it really hit me. She never loved me. She loved what I gave her. And when I stopped giving, I stopped existing. I wasn't the husband. I was the investor. And Lek, he got the house, the girl, the free ride, all on my dime. I wish I could say I felt angry, but honestly I just felt used. Like a walking wallet with a white face. She probably told herself it wasn't a scam, that I was happy helping, that I wanted to do it. And to be fair, part of me did. But I didn't build that house for them. I built it for the future I thought we had. I spent a while feeling like a right idiot. Didn't go out much, stopped talking to people, just kept thinking about every red flag I ignored, every moment I wanted to believe her, every time I let myself be pulled deeper even when my gut was screaming, "Mate, wake the hell up." It wasn't about the money. I mean, yeah, 1.2 million baht stings, but I've lost more in bad business deals. What really hurt was the trust. The way she made me feel like I mattered, only to throw it away the second it wasn't useful anymore. And I know people will say, "You should have known better." Yeah, I bloody well should have. But when you're lonely, really lonely, and someone shows you kindness, it feels like a drug. And once you're hooked, you don't care what's real and what isn't. You just want that feeling to stay. Thing is, that wasn't the end of my story. About a year later, I met someone else. Her name's Nok. She runs a noodle stall near the fruit market. Nothing fancy, no makeup, no high heels, just a tough, sharp little woman with a wicked sense of humour and zero tolerance for bullshit. She didn't care that I was a farang. She didn't want anything from me. She actually made me pay for the noodles the first few times, said I looked too soft to be cheap. We got married last year. No gold necklace, no house in the village. Just a quiet ceremony, some friends, and a lot of laughter. She knows what happened with Ploy. I told her everything. She didn't pity me. She just said, "Next time you build house, build it with someone who brings bricks too." I'm not bitter anymore. Thailand gave me a hard lesson, but it also gave me Nok. And for that, I'm grateful. And that, folks, was the end of Alan's email. He signed off politely, like a gentleman who just got mugged in slow motion but still thanks the thief for the experience. Now look, Alan didn't meet some wild bar girl in a leopard print bra screaming, "I love you long time." He met Ploy, soft-spoken, sweet, gold-digging Ploy, who played the long game like a pro. She didn't take his money. She took his trust, his dignity, and a 1.2 million baht mortgage-free house, and then moved her boyfriend in. I mean, Jesus, at least let the concrete dry first. And poor Alan, he went from Tirak to taxi driver who delivers construction funds. But hey, happy ending. He met Nok, noodle stall queen. Doesn't want gold, doesn't want a house, just wants him to shut up and eat his cow soy. That's love, mate. So, moral of the story? If you're building a house for a woman in Thailand and she insists her cousin handles the blueprints, maybe double check the family tree. If everyone in the village is suddenly calling you good man and smiling too wide, you're probably buying someone else's retirement plan. And if she ever says, "You like Angel," run. Anyway, if you liked this story, or if you've got one of your own that makes you want to drink whiskey alone in a hammock, hit that subscribe button. We've got more heartbreak, more scams, more lessons, and occasionally a proper happy ending. This is Inside Thailand. See you in the next one.